7 investigator Ross Joes live on Capitol Hill.
Ross, what else can we expect in tomorrow's hearing?
Good evening, Jeff, Joanne. We are all waiting for Mary Barra to speak tomorrow, but today we found out what the government will say. This testimony released today could paint a very troubling picture at GM. A day before GM CEO Mary Barra testifies before Congress, the government's top automotive watchdog said GM withheld information from federal regulators that could have detected the company's deadly defect. In a preview of his testimony tomorrow, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration Chief David Friedman said his department did study data and complaints over GM's ignition switches, but did not find sufficient evidence to warrant opening an investigation. That's because, he says, General Motors withheld what it knew.
They passed the buck, and they made it anybody's problem they could but their own.
Mary Adranger will be among the millions watching Barra's testimony closely tomorrow. The Warren resident knew there was a problem with her Saturn Ion almost from the day she bought it. The cruise control would go out, and the keys would sometimes fall out of the ignition when she was driving on the highway. Time after time, she took her Saturn to the dealer, but was told the problem was her fault.
And they said, well, you know, we think that maybe because of your height, you're bumping the keys. And I said, wait a minute, I'm 5'6", and when I bought this car, nobody said anything about height requirements.
But the problem was much more serious. Court records show that as far back as 2001, GM officials knew many of their vehicles had faulty ignitions that could suddenly turn the cars off, disabling airbags. The defect has been linked to at least 31 crashes and 12 deaths. The GM ignition switch recall, Why Did It Take So Long?, is the crystal clear title of the hearing on Capitol Hill tomorrow, where Barra will face intense questioning. Some experts say there's only one way to answer.
If GM really wants to put the right foot forward, they need to accept total responsibility, whether it was old GM, new GM, it's still GM on the building downtown Detroit.
Back in Warren, while Mary Adranger got rid of her car, she says everyone deserves to know the truth, especially those who lost loved ones in crashes.
They matter to a lot of people, though those families are still suffering today. Their life was cut short, they had dreams, and it was taken away because of something that was ignored.
And ahead at 6, Mary Barra's PR challenge. What can she expect from a hostile Congress, and how should she respond? We'll have that in our next hour. From now, outside the Capitol, I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News. Okay.